everyone, PvZ Mario Sonic 8 fan here. I have been playing Plants vs. Zombies for quite some time now, and I figured this would be a good time to rank the minigames. This video, as well as the next one, will be formatted slightly differently than my Asphalt 8 track ranking video, as it is formatted like Mordecai's Mirror's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe track ranking video. However, for the rest of the ranking videos I will make, they will be formatted like the Asphalt 8 one. Anyways, let's get started. Much like all the conveyor belt minigames, this minigame is way too RNG based to be good. You beat this minigame when you collect 2,000 sun. Your only plants here are sunflower, pea shooter, walnut, and snow pea, and the toughest zombie you face is a buckethead. Personally, I like to go one column of sunflowers, then a column of pea shooters, then snow peas, and then multiple columns of walnuts. But with the insane RNG factor of this minigame, that's almost impossible. This minigame is also associated with possibly the hardest achievement in the game, Lucky Spin. Oh look, a conveyor belt minigame! The challenge with this is that all the zombies are invisible. You're only attacking plants or pea shooter and kernel pult, but you do get ice cream, walnut, and squash periodically. This is also a fog minigame, so the conveyor belt also gives out lily pads. You actually face zombonis here, so saving your squashes for them is a must if possible. However, given that you're only attacking plants or pea shooter and kernel pult, this is almost impossible. Dolphin Rider zombies and Jack-in-the-Box zombies also appear here, so I'd advise saving ice room for the Jack-in-the-Box zombies, and as for the Dolphin Rider zombies, place a lily pad on the 7th or 8th column. This minigame also has the unique trait of the invisible zombies replacing the fog. Oh boy, another conveyor belt minigame! I hinted at me not liking this minigame in my unpopular PvZ opinions video, and for good reason. You do get repeater and torchwood for this level, and you also get cactus to deal with balloon zombies, but what I hate about this minigame is the football zombies. They almost always spawn right when a portal moves, and then are sent to a lane with no defense. If you don't have cherry bomb or walnut in the conveyor belt,
congratulations, you played yourself.
The name is a portmanteau of both Portal and Mortal Kombat. The first DS exclusive minigame in this ranking. This is one of only 2 minigames that plays the song Ultimate Battle, and also one of only 2 that can be used to trigger a coin farming glitch. It is also the only level that uses Ultimate Battle that's not a conveyor belt level. In this minigame, you're controlling a Gatling pea in a flower pot with a stylus. Your objective is to hit Dr. Zomboss with enough peas to break his machine, known as the Zombot, and defeat him. You can upgrade your Gatling pea to a 3-peater and give it pumpkin armor, but beware, as if the Gatling pea is making direct contact with the Zombot, it will take more damage than normal. Watch out for ice balls. Typically, these are indicated with the Zombot's eyes turning blue. The game will give you jalapenos after a while, which will destroy ice balls if it gives you one during that time. If not, you can utilize the jalapeno to give you more hits. Ice balls can also be broken with 5 hits from the peas. The Zombot's eyes glowing red indicate that he's about to fire a laser at you. The laser can't hit the bottom of the screen, so move your Gatling pea down there to avoid the attack. He also shoots a blue beam at you during this sequence, which can't hit the top of the screen. If he throws a red wrench at you, those home in on you, so move away from them as much as you can to get them off screen. Shoot down any zombie heads he throws at you. The beam attack is always at the same part of the screen each time. This is one of the hardest minigames to complete that's not a conveyor belt one. Here it makes sense, as it's the last minigame in the DS version's minigame lineup, so you'd expect some challenge. This minigame is a slightly harder version of level 510 in adventure mode. Also, it's a conveyor belt level. It's a little bit easier than Air Raid because you can beat this minigame with only 1 flower pot. Just let the zombies get to 4 out of the 5 roof cleaners. Zomboss will not send zombies to lanes where the roof cleaner was activated by a zombie. At that point, shovel all the flower pots except one, and plant only jalapeno and ice room to hit Zomboss. This will avoid the van attack, but be careful as you may end up getting a fireball or ice ball in the lane you're using. Jalapeno stops the ice balls and ice room stops the fireballs, so if you don't have the one you need and the projectile's coming in your lane,
congratulations, you played yourself.
Cabbage pult appears the most often in the conveyor belt, so use those to bait the van attack if you don't want to use the 1 flower pot trick. Also, catapult zombies appear in this level, so don't put melon pults in the back. The conveyor belt also doesn't give out kernel pults that often, so use those very carefully. Or if you want to use only 1 row, the van attack will rarely hit the middle row. A good strat you could use is saving the first column for jalapenos and ice rooms, especially if he sends out a pogo zombie. Speaking of pogo zombies, this is also the first minigame in this ranking where the player can actually choose their plants rather than the game doing it for them. When I play a minigame that has any achievements associated with it, I like to play it in a way to where I get the achievements on the first playthrough. For this minigame, there's an achievement called Sproing, which asks to beat the minigame without using tall nuts or magnet shrooms. There are multiple strats for this achievement, but honestly, if Blover had the same function in the original as does in PvZ2, you could beat the entire level with just Sunflower and Blover. The second DS exclusive minigame in this ranking. This minigame only features 2 zombies, Baseball Zombie and Catapult Baseball Zombie. Catapult Baseball Zombie will still shoot basketballs for some reason. This is also the first minigame that's not a conveyor belt level where the plants are chosen for you. It really doesn't count. You have access to Cherry Bomb, Walnut, Potato Mine, Chomper, and Jalapeno. When Catapult Baseball Zombie fires a basketball at you, you can use the stylus to swing it away. You can either go for a home run, hence the name, or try to aim the basketball at a zombie, which is recommended if there are a lot of zombies headed your way, as the basketball can hit multiple zombies. Hitting a zombie with a basketball gives you 75 sun, while getting a home run gives you 50 sun. Don't ask me why hitting a zombie gives you more sun when the minigame literally has the word home run in the name. The minigame ends when you get 30 home runs. However, the difficulty is a little harder on a 3DS because stylus swipes have a different reaction on a 3DS compared to the original DS and the DS Lite. I have a 3DS but never noticed a difference. This minigame is highly focused on Zombonis, but instants can take them out easily. Spikeweed, Spike Block, and Chomper can also take them out easily. If you're going for the Chill Out achievement, this is the minigame to do so. Level 310 is also a good level to do this on. This is the first of 5 minigames in this ranking to be based on a previous PopCap game, this one being Bejeweled. You beat this minigame by making a match of 3 or more plants 75 times. This minigame is so easy for me because I'm familiar with Candy Crush, although I have received a comment that Bejeweled served as the inspiration for Candy Crush. You have 6 plants: Pea Shooter, Walnut, Snow Pea, Puff Shroom, Starfruit, and Magnet Shroom. Pea Shooter can be upgraded to Repeater, Walnut to Tall Nut, and Puff Shroom to Fume Shroom. Due to the nature of them being upgrades in this minigame, the Almanac entries for those 3 plants trigger a glitch if the Almanac is entered from the minigame. This is the second of 5 minigames in this ranking to be based on a previous PopCap game, this one being Bejeweled Twist. The objective of this minigame is the same as Bejeweled, but this time the plants need to be rotated clockwise. Plant upgrades still apply here, and the same 6 plants are used. The Almanac glitch still exists here. Whew, it's been a hot minute since we last saw a conveyor belt minigame, but this one actually has a unique gimmick. Each time you plant, it's planted in all 5 rows at the same time. This is the only minigame besides Air Raid to use Ultimate Battle as its background theme. If you beat this minigame without using Jalapeno, you earn the Chili Free achievement. This is the third of 5 minigames in this ranking to be based on a previous PopCap game, but this time the game it's based on even has the same name. You control a lawnmower here, and can upgrade the shot coming from it. This is the only minigame set in a day level where you can use a mushroom plant, in this case Doom Shroom, without a coffee bean. This is the fourth of 5 minigames in this ranking to be based on a previous PopCap game, this one being Insane Aquarium. This minigame actually takes place in the aquarium garden, and all you do is feed brains to snorkel zombies until you earn enough sun to buy the trophy. It's raining seeds! Hallelujah, it's raining seeds! Every type of seed! Peach, true, land and sea! Lights and spikes and poles and eaves! All the zombies have either the head of a pea shooter or the head of a walnut. My personal favorite way to play this minigame is all 8 mushrooms with coffee bean, which knocks out both the good morning and walnut attack achievements at the same time. Same rules as before, just with new plant heads added: squash, jalapeno, tall nut, and galling pea. For this I had cattail and garlic for water lanes. Zombie nimble, zombie quick, garlic makes the zombie sick. Everything is double speed. Hey, let's quickly plant the seed. I never got the chance to play this minigame, but it does feature Cob Cannon, my favorite plant in this game, as the only featured plant. It sits at number 11 purely because of Cob Cannon. Your fingers are the Colonel Paul's butter here. Don't pee in the pool and Pyromaniac can be achieved in this minigame. The zombies have been shrunk down to the point where a football zombie is no longer a threat. They're still the toughest zombie you face, but what do you know? A conveyor belt level that doesn't need to be reset multiple times! This minigame was the inspiration for Shrinking Violet in PvZ2. The third DS exclusive minigame in this ranking. A conveyor belt level I actually like, and it gives only explosive plants, coffee bean, and walnut. Too bad the Pyromaniac achievement isn't in the DS version. The objective of this minigame is to trap multiple zombies in a cage by luring them to the trap with a brain. Why does this objective look so familiar? Oh, this is why! However, this is the other minigame with the coin farming glitch besides Air Raid. The glitch is done by beating every other minigame along with puzzle and survival modes, DS only as this minigame is in the DSiWare version, which doesn't have these modes, except one, and going back to play this one or Air Raid. Just like the puzzle mode, but with 3 waves of vases. This is the final of 5 minigames in this ranking to be based on a previous PopCap game, this time being Hammerheads Deluxe. You kill zombies by smacking them with a mallet instead of placing plants that deal damage to them over time. Sometimes the zombies will drop sun, which will give you 3 plants. I always use Gravebuster to get rid of the graves that the zombies spawn from. In this minigame, you have to place star fruits in the outlined spaces. The only plants that can be planted in those spaces are starfruit, pumpkin, and their imitator versions. If you plant fast enough and get the last starfruit down before the first flag zombie appears, you'll earn the Shooting Star achievement. Another conveyor belt minigame that I actually like. The best strat for this minigame is saving the exploder nuts for the huge waves. Same as walnut bowling, only now with the giant walnut, which pole vaulting zombies can't vault over. Both of these minigames have a glitch with the almanac in a similar way to the Begools. If you open the almanac, the walnut will be rolling. The only effective way to coin farm without the Air Raid / zombie trap glitch. Just pick Marigold, Magnet Shroom, Gold Magnet, Fume Shroom, Gloom Shroom, Coffee Bean, Lily Pad, and Pumpkin. Free plants and sun producers aren't allowed in this minigame, and if you beat it with at least 2,000 sun left, you earn the Soul Invictus achievement. I know I said that my second favorite was Walnut Bowling, but I changed it to this one because this one isn't a conveyor belt level. Replacing Big Trouble Little Zombie, this minigame is set in extremely high heat. You get 4 lily pads, 2 walnuts, and 4 pea shooters. The high heat makes the pea shooters feel tired, so you need to interact with the microphone to get them to power up and turn orange, which will make them shoot several peas at once. The game tells you to yell "hey" into the microphone, but blowing into it or tapping it will suffice. You can also move your plants anywhere on the lawn. Be careful when moving the walnuts though, as you can combine them into one if you have walnut repair unlocked. Well, there you go, all 28 Plants vs. Zombies minigames ranked from worst to best. My next video will be ranking every endless mode in the first 2 games, so stay tuned for that one. Pun entirely intended, as I have another song joke at the ready.